again, and welcome to this edition of Charge Fast Break. I'm Scott Zarilla. This is the Rock Entertainment Sports Network. Coming up on today's show, recently the guys had a day off on a road trip, and they decided to go out to the driving range. So we're going to take a look and see how the guys did with that. We're going to make you a better free throw shooter with tips from the pros from Eli Hughes. And we're going to go one-on-one with Charge favorite Gabe Osabuohien. But as always at this time, we like to start the show by telling you everything you need to know about the Charge on the court, as well as everything that's going on around the NBA G League. Well, the Charge recently wrapped up a 5-game stretch away from home and finished with a very respectable 3-2 record behind some outstanding individual performances. In Rio Grande Valley, it was heroes galore as the Wine and Gold got 24 points and 9 rebounds from Naquan Tomlin, 22.7 rebounds from JT Thor, 20 points, 10 boards from Ferran Hunt, and how about 13 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and 4 steals from Darius Brown in the 110-104 win over the Vipers. And while the Charge dropped the final game of the trip to the Vipers, they still got a monster 30-point effort from Eli Hughes that included 7 threes, while Ferran Hunt added another double-double of 29 points and a season-high 16 rebounds. After returning home, the Charge dropped a heartbreaking 136-133 overtime loss to Westchester despite a career-high 37 points from Tomlin, 23 points and 14 rebounds from Hunt, and 26 points from Hughes that included a spectacular 62-foot buzzer beater to send the game to the extra session. Hunt then added a season-high 33 against the Knicks one night later, with Hughes adding 6 more threes on way to 26. During that 4-game stretch, Hunt averaged 26 points on 55% shooting with 13.5 rebounds per game. Quite the stretch. And there are a couple of roster moves to tell you about as point guard Jacob Gilyard accepted a contract buyout and signed with a team in Germany. So we, of course, thank Jacob for his time and wish him all the best. While Pete Nance once again was waived by the Philadelphia 76ers from his 2-way contract and has returned to the Charge for his 3rd stint this season, and we welcome Pete back to the roster. And in a corresponding roster move, the Charge waived Jordan Nicholas. And with that, it's time to take you around the NBA G League, where it was announced that Westchester big man Moses Brown has been named NBA G League Player of the Month after averaging 16 points and 16 rebounds per game. Stockton Kings head coach Quentin Crawford has been named Coach of the Month for leading Stockton to an 11-3 record, while Bryce McGowans of the Rip City Remix is your Player of the Week after averaging 29 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. Motor City Crew swingman Ron Harper Jr. then scored a career-high 38 points on a franchise record 11 made 3 balls against Long Island. And with that, let's take a look at the most recent top 10 plays from the NBA G League.
Keels
on 3 attempts, I'm sorry.
No, Keels top of the key. Good defense out on the perimeter. Side Chapman, good head fake. Chapman! Oh! Elevates.
He's a good leader at a young age.
I didn't know how I felt about him, and then when I saw the clips from the Olympic practices, I was like, okay, he can play.
Yeah.
He's keeping up with these Olympians.
Do something. Jong the rebound off the Flynn miss. Jong in transition, punches it down. Here we go. Foul. Throws it into the corner. It's Gortman. Got it at the horn. And the Legends survive in the Valley. They're going to look to see whether or not it will.
Imani, right slot, 3.5 to play. Charge down 4. Luke gliding down, went for the slam with the right hand on the top of Jacob Toppin. Challenged by Westchester coach.
Henson driving, and gives it through! 6 to shoot. Henson trying to create separation. Step back, hand in his face. Oh! This is unreal. Here it is again. A logo step back 3.
He has picked up where he left off.
Certainly getting his rhythm back after missing so much time with injury. He sends it ahead for Thompson. Oh, my good God! Oh, gosh. They did not have Sine.
Lakers trying to get over that threshold. Under 3 minutes to go in the half. Key fakes a three. Into the key, takes it in, and throws it down again. Stops the ball hander, Valerio Bodon open in the corner, and he answers with a...
Warren again. 9 of 9 from the line. 9 of 9, Warren to Eli from half court for the tie. Got it! Well, how about that? Eli Hughes and yours truly making it in the NBA G League Top 10 Players of the Week. Okay, let's take our first time out of the show. When we come back, we're going to talk with Gabe Osabuohien. This is Charge Fast Break on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network. Welcome back to Charge Fast Break. I'm Scott Zarilla, and it is a real pleasure to welcome to the show Charge big man Gabe Osabuohien. Gabe, thank you for joining me as always, my friend.
Yes, sir, man.
So how was your off season? You spent the last couple of years with the Charge, so you've been around the area for quite some time. You're a very outgoing, friendly person. What do you spend your time doing when you're not playing basketball here in Cleveland?
Cleveland, bowling, and golfing whenever I can. Other than that, just at the crib watching basketball junkie.
Bowling?
Yes.
You any good? I like to bowl.
I'm okay. I'm not gonna say I'm good, but I'm okay.
Do you have an average?
Like 140, 150. That's okay.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Now, I mentioned a couple of times you're in the Cleveland area, but you're originally from Toronto. It's such a great place. It's such a multicultural city.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up there, and how has it maybe helped you and become the person that you are today?
It was fun growing up in Toronto, different cultures in my neighborhood. So I got to meet different people from different walks of life and got to experience a lot. So just knowing that and shaped me to be humble from young and appreciate everything. So just use that and carry that on through life.
I'm sure a few other folks that have helped shape you, your parents, very nice people. I've got to meet them. They come to a lot of your games. How important has that been for you to have that support system as you have had your professional career grow?
Yeah, very important. I mean, especially in life, just having those people that you know have your back through everything, and I know they do, so that's definitely important. Now,
it was the summer of 22, I believe you had your car accident, right? Pretty serious car accident. Pretty much took your summer away from you. How difficult was that for you? How difficult was the recovery, and how fulfilling was it for you to get back and actually then play for the Charge last season?
Yeah. Difficult, I wouldn't say difficult. A person like me, I like embrace adversity and I like find joy in like overcoming adversity. So ever since it happened, from the hospital to the recovery process to treatment, I just found joy in it. So I ended up loving the whole process and just getting back, was able to get back faster than they expected, healed up very fast, was able to play basketball the game I love couple months after and still have a season. So overcame adversity and enjoyed it.
Fantastic. Now it's your third year with the Charge. Why keep coming back to Cleveland? Your game has grown exponentially from the first time I ever saw you to today. You've probably had other opportunities. Why keep coming back to the Charge?
Cleveland is home. I came back for Z-Man, so I get to talk to you again. But just the staff, the family atmosphere, and also wanna leave Cleveland with a chip or a winning in mind. So there's definitely a winning piece that will always stay to me.
We will accept that. Now, I want to congratulate you. You were the winner of the 23-24 last season G League Sportsmanship Award. How good does that make you feel? Because everybody loves Gabe. We've got you mic'd up here. That's how important and how much we like you having you around. And we see your interaction with players and coaches and fans, especially the fans and the media. How much did that mean when they awarded you that?
It means a lot. At first, I didn't really understand the depth of that award, but after really like spend time and really understanding that, okay, it's being noticed and recognized. I try to be the best teammate possible to every teammate, and I've always been like that. And just how I interact with fans and everything, that's just natural to me. So seeing that get recognized is definitely Appreciate it.
That's what I was going to say, because it's one thing to interact with your teammates and the coaching staff and the media, but really what it comes down to is your interaction with the community.
Yeah.
And the fans love you. The fans love you here in Cleveland. It's got to really make you feel great.
For sure.
Yeah. So you've been a fan favorite. How much has that been a part of why you've come back to Cleveland all the time? Because again, it's one thing with familiarity with the city and the staff and some teammates, but fans bringing you back too?
Yeah, for sure. Fans, family, friendships I've made in Cleveland throughout the years. Just call it a second home.
How about the coaching staff? Chris Darnell was the associate head coach for the last couple of years, so you're familiar with him. How much does that help you?
A lot. Very familiar with CD, as I've been with him since I've been here, and seen him have that head coaching role. I would love to play a part in helping him achieve some of his goals and win some games for him too. So it's been fun also seeing the development of coaches like Mike G and Darvin Ham Jr. moving up and just stuff like that. So it's a whole family atmosphere from top to bottom in this organization.
I'm going to leave you with this, but it's just between me and you. Have you done anything that you shouldn't have with the mic on? You know, we're micing you up for media days. Everything all good? Is there going to be a lot of editing later? Or is everything?
Not from my part. Not from my part. I've been good now. What the mic is picked up, I got no control of.
That's the right answer. Gabe Osabuohien, as always, buddy, appreciate you stopping by and taking a few minutes for us.
Appreciate you, Z, man.
All right, let's take a time out. This is Charge Fast Break on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network. Welcome back to Charge Fast Break. I'm Scott Zarilla. I've got a question for you. Do you want to score more points the next time you go out onto the floor? I have technically he's got a solution for you. Shoot better free throws. And with this edition of Tips from the Pros, we're going to talk to Eli Hughes, an 80% free throw shooter, to tell you how to be a better free throw shooter. Eli, thank you for joining me.
No problem, Z-Man.
So, guys want to score more points, but then you look in the stats and they're only shooting under 70%. It's kind of sometimes not surprising, is it?
You know, not necessarily. You know, free throws are kind of mostly a mind game. It's a lot of mental more than you think, a lot of routine, a lot of consistency, same shot, motion, all that kind of stuff. So it could get a little tricky, I understand it, for sure, but it's really a mental game.
It is. I certainly know about that, and we'll talk more about that as we move along. But one other thing before we get into that, with the way the game has changed, however, and the focus is now on three-point shooting, guys are always shooting threes. Yeah. I don't necessarily see as many guys shooting free throws. Could that have a little bit to do with it? I mean, let's be honest, a three's better than a one.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I don't really have the answer as to why, but yeah, a lot more threes are being shot now. A lot of guys can shoot threes now, so yeah, it's kind of taking out the free throws. A lot more. We don't see that many free throws because we're seeing so many threes.
So something else I've noticed, and I've had guys tell me in the past, is what happens, and from when I played years ago, you know, you're running back and forth and your heart rate is up and you're in a rhythm and you're in a groove. All of a sudden, stop. Sure. Sit down, and everybody's watching, and everybody's. You mentioned focus and pressure come into it then a little bit?
For sure. You know, I think people will neglect it as much as they want, but, you know, at the end of the game, if it's a tie game and you got to make 2 free throws to win the game, there's pressure on you to make the free throws. So it's definitely just, I think, like going back to what I said, it's just a mental game.
Okay, now, in the NBA G League, for folks that maybe don't know, you shoot 1 free throw. So if you're fouled in the lane, you get 1 free throw for 2 points, a 3-pointer, 1 for 3. Does that get into the mind as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You know, because your typical NBA game, you know, you get 2 foul shots and one foul shot, and 3 foul shots for a 3. So you know, there's a lot of things going on in your head when you're at the free throw line. But you know, learning how to just take all that stuff out and just locking at the task and knocking out.
Do you like it? Do you like the 1 free throw?
I like it as a 3-point shooter because I try to find ways to get fouled at the 3-point line to make a free throw for 3 points. So I like it as well, but being on the other side of it could be like, annoying.
Okay, now let's get to the free throw line and let's see how we do this. Now, I was told by one of the greatest free throw shooters of all time, former Cav Mark Price. He said, and this was him, his biggest focus was routine over and over and over. Agreed?
For sure, for sure. I think, you know, your routine, what you do at the free throw line, means a lot, if not everything. So I take my routine and what I do at the free throw line very important.
So what is your thought process when you get fouled and you're going to the line, as everybody's kind of lining up and you're coming to, what is your thought process? What starts when and what are you thinking?
Really just in my head, I'm just telling myself, it's great to knock him down. Knock him down, get back on defense, get a stop. That's what I think in my head. So that's kind of all that flows in my head. Not really, not much, really anything really. So just knock him down.
Has it become such a routine for you that you don't even think, and we're going to talk about this in a second, the mechanics of free throws that, a lot of guys will go up and they have to remind themselves, do this, do that, do this. Are you past that?
Yeah, I'm not going to say I'm past it. I just kind of want to never feel like I'm above the game of any sort, but it's something that I think about, but I don't put too much time and thought into it. I like to feel, for me personally, I like to feel the ball. How does the ball feel? I got to get my hand a little wet from some sweat on my body.
Okay.
Do I got to, how do my feet feel? Try to untie my shoes and tie them back real quick. So those kind of things more so rather than like fingertips, elbow, and all that kind of stuff.
But we do need to talk about fingertips and elbows and everything, so let's go to it. So you walk up, you just got fouled, you come to the line. We always talk about, we've heard the phrase, the nail at the free throw. Where do you set your feet and how do you set them and why do you set them as you do?
I kind of put my right foot a little bit ahead of my left foot, just a tiny bit, just for my good base of balance. I feel really balanced. I feel like I'm ready to shoot a free throw. So after that, my feet are kind of intact with my hips and my shoulders. I get my one dribble, spin, find it at my fingertips, and just let it go.
Okay, why one dribble? Does it matter? Because again, the routine, the rhythm is, how did you get into that?
I mean, as long as, like I said, as long as everything else feels good, like my feet feel good, my hands on the ball feel good, I don't feel like it's loose or slippery, I feel, I have a good grip on the ball. And everything else after that is just about making the shot.
Okay, well, let's see it. Let's see you make the shot, because before we started the segment here, I did see you warming up, so good. No excuses. But that's all right. And again, it's funny because, as I said at the top, guys want more points, but sometimes they don't take the time to really focus in on it. And it's called a free throw for a reason, correct? Give us another one there. Now, when you're shooting a free throw, I was always taught looking at the very front of the rim. Are you looking to shoot over the top of the rim? What are you focusing on?
So what I was told, my dad actually introduced to me when I was really young, all my shots, not just free throws, don't ever be short. Don't ever miss short. Don't ever think short. So my focus is on kind of like the back rim. That's what I'm trying to, I guess, aiming my free throw shot at, is to really hit the back rim so I know it has a chance. If you're short, it's really rare that you have a chance to bounce in or it's short right away. So I think my focus is always back rim.
Okay. Now we know the rule of thumb also is you can't leave the court on a miss. You always got to finish on a make. So let's finish on a make. There you go. Do you believe in free throw jinxes? Because I think, did your mom not say that she thought I jinxed you earlier this year?
I do believe in them, for sure. You got me on one this year, so I believe in them for sure.
But let's finish on this. There's no such thing as a jinx because, as we talked about it after the fact, when you're shooting as well as you do, I want to tell everybody, hey man, you're an 80% free throw shooter. So when you miss, it's not my fault. Are we fair on that?
Absolutely.
Make sure you tell your mom that.
Absolutely.
There you go. So if you want to be a better free throw shooter, do what you do there, what Eli was telling you, and you're going to get more points in the box score every day. All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back, more of Charge Fast Break right here on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network. Okay, wrapping up this edition of Charge Fast Break. As I teased at the top of the show, on a recent road trip, the guys had a day off between games, and we went out to a driving range, and as you can imagine, there was some pretty good driving and some not so good driving. Let's take a look and you decide. Too late. Don't worry about it. Swing.
Next round.
Hang on, I'm just getting one shot. One shot, go ahead. I'm not even gonna follow the ball. So I told you, some pretty good shots and some not so good shots, but nonetheless, the guys had a great time. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Charge Fast Break. Thanks to Eli Hughes. Now you're a better free throw shooter. And always thanks to Gabe Osabuohien for the sit down. So until next time, I'm Scott Zarilla. Thanks so much for watching Charge Fast Break right here on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network.